This has been instructive, this question and answers on the social policy, the Cabinet Committee on Social Policy. And it is the stark core area of where our discussion should be, particularly with the budget coming up in October. You know, the inequality is measurable. It's not sort of like an opinion or an impression. It's measurable. It's data-based. And I hope, Taoiseach, you got the chance to read Peter McVerry's opinion piece or analysis piece last Friday, where his opening short sentence, there were a series of opening short sentences of fact. Wilbur Ross made a profit of 500 million on an investment of 290 million euro in Bank of Ireland, which was a one-way bet only for profit. I told you before decapitalisation of the banks not to proceed on the basis of selling 35% of half the banking infrastructure of this country to a group of people for 1.1 billion, which was unwise. Now, in regard to where the social fabric of the country stands, you've mentioned, for instance, the 68 jobs in Dundalk. And that's great. We're all in favour of that. So is Richard Boyd Barrett. But there are thousands of families that are being now pushed to the extreme situation of having their homes possessed by banks. Banks are behaving appallingly at the moment. They're out of control, and they should stop what they're doing.
Thank you.
Ceann Comhairle, the Vincent de Paul gives us the statistics also. It calls for courage, it calls for leadership. The distributive economics that have been pointed out on data-based research by both Stiglitz, a book I gave you, the Inequality, you got that before Christmas, and Piketty's book, which is Capital in the 21st Century. They're not celebrity economists. They're serious people who have done data research to show the situation without emotion. And it is a fact that both income and wealth in our society has become grossly unequal.
Thank you.
And there's ways of dealing with it, and that's called social policy. The stock market has totally recovered
we can't
since
have
before.
A full debate on the economy now.
No, but how
this
is
a question about? No, sorry. The Deputy Adams is looking for another supplementary in his question. Please, I'll let you in. Please ask your question.
Last sentence. Gerhard Schick, who was the deputy chairman of the visiting German Finance Committee last week, I met him for an hour and a half, an hour and three quarters, on Monday, straight after he arrived. And he had a wrong impression of the 1.5 million people in Ireland out of our population of 4.5 million whose lives have been torn inside out. 250,000 emigrated, 385,000 on the long-term unemployed register, 170,000 families in deep mortgage distress.
Deputy,
that's 500,000 people.
This is question time, Deputy.
I know.
You have to ask a question.
I'm asking the question.
No, you're not
asking.
Does this stack up?
The Germans said, after I gave you the truthful picture, that they would get a PR firm. We should get a PR firm.
Thank you.
To tell the German people how it is, because they've got a wrong idea.
Thank you.
And that's because the senior people who've gone from this country to Germany, to Frankfurt and to Brussels have not given a truthful, a real-time picture of how it is in this country on so many fronts.
Deputy Adams, thank you.
Please, what I'm asking you is courage and leadership.
Sorry.
Deputy Mathews uses his long experience in banking to make his point here. I actually had a brief conversation with Father McVerry recently. It's my intention to call to him when I get an opportunity to discuss some real facts down there. Obviously, he's done an enormous job over so many years. I suppose I could say that if Mr. Ross hadn't made his investment in Bank of Ireland, the taxpayer would have had to pay more in terms of recapitalisation. I suppose it's a punt that he made for that he made. Obviously, with your particular knowledge, if you were in the same resource position, you might have done the same thing. I don't know. It's true to say, Deputy, that quite a lot of people have got letters of legal import from banks recently. Obviously, the situation insofar as mortgages
Sorry,
is
Deputy,
concerned
would you please
has
allow an
improved,
answer?
Deputy Mathews, and as every week goes by, more and more are being brought to a point where there is a sustainable and a permanent solution brought about for them. Yes, and we have the figures from both from the Central Bank and the Department of Finance and the banks themselves.
Deputy, would you please obey the chair, please, and show some respect at some time? Thank you.
The idea there is that they obviously cut deals with people in respect of distressed mortgages, and I'm glad to see that progress has been made, is being made. Not enough, not fast enough. We need to keep the pressure on there. I also note that the IMF personnel are leaving after being based here in Ireland for the past 3 years, as they say that some sense of normalisation has returned here. I see the headline in today's paper that we spend 15 million on drink every week, and the unacceptable level of dependency on drink that there is speaks for itself in the sense of a creator of inequality also here. So I agree with you in respect of the necessity for courage and leadership. I'm somewhat taken aback by your comment that those who left here to go to Germany or Brussels or whatever else have not been telling the truth about the state of the nation. That's mostly the reason why, when the stark situation is unfolded out there, why we've managed to get very significant concessions from Brussels and indeed from the European Central Bank. And when you say that they don't give a truthful account, I don't actually share that view with you.